Hey, what's up guys, Edison here, and it would be a shaman if you didn't like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to go over a quick little PSA return we got back. This stuff was of the Legend era, so Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and I consider that stuff pretty unique because the art was cool and they had like unique borders with the gold and the silver, just obviously for the game's sakes. We're going to go over, really nice card, an Entei Raikou Legend set. So we have, this is the bottom with just the Raikou, coming back the PSA 10. These are really clean copies. I think in total, I graded 3 sets of the Entei Raikou in this submission. So it might be back. Oh no, we're going to jump to a Ken Sugimori Octillery. Just really cool artwork. Even the backgrounds were nice back then. And obviously like the main factor, like the main thing that you'll notice with a lot of these cards too is the fact that it has this gold and silver border. I really like that touch that they had on them. It actually looks so good on the Legend pieces. But yeah, just L1 Heart Gold collection hollows. I don't think many of these cards from the Legend era that I sent in were cracked from the CGC cases. I think these were raw copies. Ooh, this is a grade that you don't want to see. Feraligatr from Heart Gold collection, the reverse hollow in that PSA 7. You can like this streak is on the case itself, which kind of sucks because this just came back from PSA, took it out the box, and it already has damage. I'm curious why this got a 7. It makes me, 7 seems really rough. I guess there is some whitening. This is whatever though. I've recently decided that I wanted to collect a binder. So I guess I should say I've been working on a binder of every single Kawaii artwork, and this is obviously one of his. And for the PSA 7, it's not even worth selling it. I'll just crack this card and double sleeve it and throw it in my binder. So it is whatever. But I sent 2 copies of this in. Let's see. Oh, the next one's right next to it. This is the PSA 10 copy. So this is a really good card to get. I'll throw up the pop report of the reverses that we go through because a lot of them are really limited in especially PSA 10. And this is one of the cooler ones because it is, obviously a starter, final stage evolution of a starter. So it is probably a little bit more common. Like people have probably graded quite a few of these, but I still think there hasn't been many 10s. Jumpluff from Heart Gold collection. This is just a really funny artwork for Jumpluff. Really nice little card, but 9 isn't great, especially in these hollows. But I've noticed that the PSA 9 hollows I can still sell for like a decent amount, at least make back to the cost of grading pretty consistently, which is like, that's like very good for me because the CGC copies in 9s have been very difficult to sell. And you've like probably, if you've checked my eBay page or followed like my store, islecollectibles.com, check it out. Like I've discounted all my CGC cards to the point where it's almost like fire selling most of them. And, if those cards don't sell relatively soon, I'm going through and cracking them out to just regrade them with PSA. Ariados reverse. This is a rough one. I think this was only a couple bucks. This may have been like $3. I picked it up at a convention in Manhattan that I went to like in 2021. But it is just funny. A funny Ken Sugimori artwork. I had this raw in a binder for so long. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have graded. There's just hollow foil scratching on the front. Maybe that's what it is on this one. There's scratching, but I can't see it. But yeah, the 8 in that is not great. That one might actually be an L. Take a little bit of a loss on that. Sudowoodo from Heart Gold Soul Silver collection. Just funny artwork. I can't stress this enough how much I like the backgrounds they were doing in this era. It's so cool. Like the kind of pasted artwork on top. Yeah, this era has just exploded in terms of popularity. Like the Heart Gold, like the Legend era is the only current binder set that I have done. I did ultra rare and hollow rares from every set. But they look fantastic together. And I mean, look at that stuff, man. The Lugia Legend piece. This is the cool one. The top half is just like Lugia's wings, which isn't as nice. To get this in the 10 though is awesome. And I think I still have the top half in PSA 10. And from my experience, the 10 sets, or just in general, the Legend sets tend to sell for a little bit of a premium, especially a sequential set. You can get a decent premium for sequential 10 set. But yeah, we will take that. PSA 10 in the Lugia Legend is always good to see. Heart Gold collection. This is the awesome Naoki Saito Arcanine. PSA 9, not a great card to get back in that grade. You really are hoping for the 10. I'm not sure if it's off-center, if the card itself is off-center, or if it's just off-center in the case. Because it looks like it's a little bit, like, warped. I don't know. But yeah, I think I sent this off because I thought would come back at 10. It comes back to 9. This is a Kawayu artwork as well. PSA 9 probably isn't very sellable, so this might be one on the chopping block to just get cracked and thrown into my binder. And I'm probably biased here too. Like, I graded this card mostly because I like the artwork, not really thinking too much about what the long-term value would be. Here is a Victory Medal. I believe this was a CGC 8 that I had cracked. So CGC 8, and I cracked it up to a PSA 9. Pretty decent. I would definitely say that the PSA 9 is definitely worth quite a bit more than the CGC 8. But it is cool to see those cards come back. Oh, this is not good. Kyogre Groudon in the 7. Let's see why this got 7. A little bit of whitening. Oh, and that top left corner is quite rough, yeah. So this is definitely a deserved 7. Okay, we're Raikou Entei. So this is one of the other sets. The bottom piece came back in at 8. I think this one did have some edge wear. You see bottom left corner. Honestly, not that bad. Like a little bit on that right there. But damn, PSA 8 feels a little tough for this. I could have assumed this would get a 9 going in. You know, taking into account the edge wear, I thought that this was still a relatively clean card. But it's whatever. And then the top half. So yeah, I had one top and bottom half of the Entei Raikou set that was like more near minus. You know, there were some decent flaws, but I thought that I thought they would come back a 9 set. It kind of, as I mentioned, it's a lot easier to sell them in the set because, you know, one person can just buy it now and have the complete set. You know, you can just complete the 9 set. We'll see another example too, where I sent in an English copy, hoping to get them in the same grades, just to be able to move them easier. Blossom Reviving Legends. This is such an interesting Arita artwork because it's really cute, man. The background, man, I can't get over how cool the backgrounds are. Like in all of these cards, the backgrounds are super muted, but you know, you can tell they're vibrant backgrounds in the original illustration, and the holo foil just does a lot there. Yeah, come back in a 9. So we got one top half in a 10. Let's look at the back. Really nice card. So one top half in a 10. So we have one complete set in 10 so far. Another 10. So this is the sequential 10 set that I was kind of hoping we would hit. Sequential 10s in the Entei and Raikou top and bottom half. I actually think I already have one complete set of Entei Raikou Legends. Kawayu, this is the same thing as that reverse, just the same artwork, but the regular version of Feraligatr, just the artwork that I personally really like. And, you know, it might not be the best system to go on, but if I like a card a lot, I will tend to get it graded. Dialga, Palkia and Dialga Triumphant Legend Holo. This is the English version. I haven't really seen too many people grade the English Legend sets, and I think they're just tough to grade. Oh, wow, look how off-center that card is. That might be the main thing bringing it down to a 9, because you can see the edges are pretty damn clean for an English card, but it is so off-center. But yeah, this is cool, just to pull this card in a 9. Oh, and then right behind it, we have the other English copy with the really bad corner there. So this was a CGC 9 and CGC 8 set, and I was kind of hoping they would either both come back PSA 9 or PSA 8s, but we failed that. This one came back actually a lower grade, so CGC 8 to PSA 7. This is going to be tough to sell because they are so like misaligned in grade. So this was quite a bit of an L. But you know, it is what it is. That's just like how it goes when you're cross grading stuff. Sometimes I end up breaking stuff out and like kind of impulsively grading it. Let's see. Raikou and Suicune, PSA 10, top half. I know I have a PSA 9 of the bottom half that I might look into seeing if I think it could regrade to a 10 and crack it out. But that artwork for Raikou is so awesome. But yeah. I don't think I have a Suicune bottom half that's a 10 to match it with. And then, okay, so then this is the last piece to the third set. We have another 10 in the Entei. So out of the 3 Entei Raikou sets, we had 2 PSA 10 sequential sets, and then 1 PSA 9, PSA 8 set. That will just have to be sold separate. Oh, and then this one is so awesome. This is a classic artwork of Scizor with the moon behind him. And you could see, it's so interesting to me. It's an illustrator and an art director. But yeah, this is a classic Reviving Legends artwork, one of like the most popular artworks of the Legend era in general. And this copy I had broken out of a CGC 8 case and cross-graded it to great success to a PSA 10. Oh, God, this one kind of sucks. Kyogre Groudon Legend in a 6. God damn. Yeah, I mean, what the hell am I doing grading this card? Look at those edges. I must have, like, I hope I got this card for really cheap, because this is not worth grading. You know what? I think this was from Macari. I think I bought this on Macari for pretty cheap. So it's not the worst thing. I will have to find the invoice for when I bought this. But yeah, I might honestly probably lose money on the 6 in that card. And we're going to end this Legend Era submission back with an unknown reverse and a PSA 9. You know, a little bit rough. Definitely hoping for the 10. But, you know, there is a little bit of whitening on the back. White dot right there, top right. So probably quite deserved. Yeah, then a little bit of gunk on the actual card itself. But look how dark that is. So yeah, I mean, not a bad return. A pretty crazy mix, honestly. More cards below 9 than I got 9s. But a pretty decent stack of cards that came back 10. And the cards that did come back 10 are like pretty valuable in the 10. Like the Legend cards are worth it. The Scizor is a huge bump. So this was like, this stack here pays for all like the dud grades here. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you saw any cards that you haven't seen graded before, feel free to let me know. If you have any thoughts about this type of stuff, let me know. I'm happy with these returns, and I'll keep getting videos out. Have a nice one, guys.